Hi, it's me again, the HEMA Reviews guy. Today I'm going to continue my How to Longsword video series, video guides, and I will focus on something that I think is extremely important, which is feet and footwork. So without further ado, let's get to it. So first, some basics. Everything I said in my previous video still applies. So, knee outwards or forward never collapsed. Never ever collapsed. Your ass, your weight should be below you, not to the outside. You can stand in whichever way you want. So you can have your feet at a 90-degree angle. You can have it slightly forward. You can have the linear stance. Whatever works for you is okay, as long as it works and it doesn't damage you in the long run. Now, most of the manuscripts say that you should step with whichever foot is on the side that you are attacking from. So if I attack from the right and my right foot is the back foot, I step with my right foot. If my right foot is forward and I want to attack from the right, again, right foot or right foot. Always use the foot on the side that you are attacking from. Now let's go to the actual footwork. First, some of the less complicated things. If you want to move to the side, always use left foot for moving to the left and right foot for moving to the right. If my right foot is forward, so the other way from before, if I move right, right foot first, then left, left foot first, then right. This is to avoid locking my hips. So if I step like this, my hips are locked to my right side, and I can't be as effective to my right side as I can be if I move my right foot first. Same thing for the left side. If I move like this, now my hips are again locked to the right, and I can only move my hips to the left side. Second thing is the three-point step, which isn't actually a step, but you need to step from the side you are attacking from to get hip power so that you can turn your hips into your strike. If for some reason you can't do that, the three-point step is the thing to use, and it's done like this. When you stand here, you don't actually move from the side. You just lift the heel of the back foot up and you rotate the front foot so that you unlock your hips like that. And you actually get not as much hip movement as you would with a regular step, but enough to deliver a powerful blow. So that's it for the not really movement-based footwork. Now for the actual steps. I'll show them both forwards and backwards. The first one is the half step. I'm not sure where the names for these came from. If you know the source, please tell me. I didn't make them up, but I've been using them for a long time now, so I'm not sure where they're from anyway. So, the half step. First, I use my back foot to give me some momentum, and I kick with my front foot. And then I bring my back foot to a neutral stance. So, one more time, like this. I usually, when I do footwork, if I have my shoes on, I always kick the front foot and land heel first because it gives me more momentum, which means a more explosive footwork, faster footwork, and I think this is what we should do. I'm not sure if that's the way they did it in medieval times or in Renaissance times, but it seems to be the most effective for a modern setting, so that's what I tend to use. Always bring your back foot into a neutral stance so that you can move either forward or backwards again. Because if you don't bring your back foot in, you can only move backwards again. You can't actually go forward without bringing your back foot forward again. That was the half step. The next one is the gathering step. It's done like this. From a normal stance, you bring your feet together without changing hip or eye level. So like this. And now we do the same thing that we did before with a half step. So I use my back foot for momentum, and I kick my front foot and bring the back foot to a neutral stance. From the other side, same foot. So feet together, kick, neutral stance. This is about the same speed and about the same distance that a normal or a passing step has. And this is what a passing step looks like. So from here, I just do a normal step a little bit to the side and forward, like this, and always bring your back foot to a neutral position again. This is so that, again, you can use your hips, because if I don't do it, if I leave my back foot where it is, I can't rotate my hips as effectively as I can if I bring my back foot to a neutral position. Move slightly to the side when you do the passing step. So like that. There is another way of doing the passing step. If you remember my more linear stance, so from here, and this is the more explosive version of the passing step. Very explosive, very good for Vorschlags, but completely linear. So from here, now I won't just go forward, I go straight forward, but I also go up. So the first thing I do is I use the spring, the sprung muscle in my back foot, because now it's tense, to go up and forward. So I do a ballerina style footwork here. Then, when I'm at about this point, I try to use as much as I can of my back foot to propel me a bit more forward, and I kick with my back foot. So here, it's up, like that. This, again, as you saw, I brought my back foot to a neutral stance. This is a type of springen, jumping, very explosive footwork, very good for Vorschlags, as I said before. So if I do it all together, it looks like this. Now, you might have noticed I also used a half step afterwards. That's because when you do springen and you just want to stop, all of the force will go into your knee, which is bad for your knees. So you just do a little half step so that you take some of the force out. You will end up a little bit closer to the opponent, so keep that in mind. You still have to finish your strike in the springen and then move a little bit closer. That's it for the passing step. Now, we only have one more left, which is the cross step or the crosswise step, which is done like this. You can start it with a passing step, so you go here. And now, instead of just bringing my back foot to a neutral position, I put my back foot behind my front foot and in front of it, like this. You will notice, again, hip and eye level unchanged, and then I unwind and come into a neutral stance. This is useful when you want to do more strikes from a single side. So, for example, right Oberhau, here. Right Zwerchhau, here. And you will notice all my force now went into the strike because the hips are at a 90-degree angle almost. And from here, I just unwind with the strike to the left side, or a dupleren or something similar, and I come into a neutral stance. The other way of doing this, which I personally think is less useful, is crossing your feet in front of you. So from here, crossing my right foot in front of my left foot. It can be used in certain situations, yes, but again, it locks your hips in one direction. And how I usually use this is when I see that my opponent is open for an Unterhau, but keeps his hands a little bit too far to his right for me to reach with an outside step, I usually do an Unterhau, change levels so that my head is out of the way of a potential strike, and I go here. That's the way I usually use it. You could potentially also use it if someone is attacking your foot, to just move your foot out of the way and do a counter-attack. But I have to admit, I don't use this one much. Now, I promise you I'll show you how to do it to both sides. So let's just go very quickly through the motions. Half step, I straighten my back foot, I move, straighten my front foot, move my back foot, and I lift the heel up and move it away. From the other side, this is all done at the same time. Gathering step is just basically rewind. So again, like this, here, and neutral position. Other side, from here, I shift my weight when I move back slightly to my back foot, and then move like that. Passing step, slightly to the side, neutral position. And again, slightly to the side, neutral position. You can't do the springen crosswise, very backwards in any case, so I won't show it. And you don't do the crosswise step backwards, so I won't show it either. This was it for my footwork video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful. I have monetized my channel, so you might see some ads. This is to help me finance reviewing HEMA equipment, getting better gear for shooting these videos and so on. So if you have the time and if you don't mind, please click a few. Otherwise, hope you enjoyed the video, hope you found it useful. If you disagree with anything, comment below, tell me why. Otherwise, have a good one and see you next time.